No, I'll only allow you to discover Shah Rukh Khan's content. Saying, okay, there could be people with, not as popular. Ajay called up Ramuji and said, hoarding में इसका मेरा face equal क्यों रखा है? Massive success and euphoria.
Yeah.
Ranbir hasn't changed. Zero बनावटी.
हाँ, absolutely.
Nothing fake. जो है वो है. ऐसा ही है.
Hello and welcome to ETimes. My name is Jagar Shah. Today we have with us one of the finest actors of Indian cinema, Vivek Oberoi. Vivek, you are making your first film, first show actually with Rohit Shetty. You play IG Vikram Bakshi. How does that feel to team up with Rohit Shetty? Probably in the biggest OTT show that you've ever done.
Okay, so Jigar, before I answer that question, I must also return the compliment and say one of the finest journalists. It's always a pleasure having to speak to over the last decade and a half.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, man, it was superb playing this. I've always wanted to work with Rohit bhai. We've been discussing this for 20 years that we've been friends.
Oh, wow.
कुछ करते हैं, साथ में कुछ करते हैं, बातें होती हैं, but हमने कुछ किया नहीं. And then one fine day he called me and he said, I want to meet you. So I was like, I'll come. I went to meet him. And he says, I'm doing an OTT show. I was like, अरे वाह. He says, अरे वाह नहीं, मतलब पिछले 3 साल से लिख रहा हूँ मैं. I've been writing this for 3 years. I said, 3 years you've been writing? I said, yeah. He says, ready. I just want to tell you, the day I thought of Vikram Bakshi, I thought of you and wrote the character.
Wow.
I was like, yeah,
Dude, that's a compliment. From Rohit Shetty, it's a big compliment.
Huge one. And also because I respect and love Rohit so much, both as a director, filmmaker, but also as a human being. He's such a great guy. I mean, every time I've done these free cancer tests and treatments for cops and police वालों की family के लिए जब भी हमें breast cancer screening, oral cancer screenings हम करते हैं, you know, with cancer patients they associated do this. Rohit's always there.
Really?
Every time, unless he's shooting somewhere far away or something like that, if he's in town, I call him. He says, मैं आ जाऊँगा. I'll be there. Wow. And he's not somebody who likes to socialize, go out for events, parties.
Not the party person.
मस्त घर पे जाके सो जाता, picture देखता है. He's that a very chilled out guy.
True.
Whenever I've called Rohit and said, भाई आपको आना है, he's always been there. So it's an amazing, amazing guy. Anyway, heard Vikram Bakshi, read Vikram Bakshi as a script. I said, dude, I love this character. This is so amazing. And plus, who doesn't want to be in a high-speed walk shot in a Rohit Shetty production?
Trademark Rohit Shetty shot.
Everybody wants to be
everyone wants that.
एक बार तो करना ही है.
एक बार करना. Apparently there is...
It was so cool when Rohit said the other day on one of the interviews, we were doing an event on stage and he said that I didn't feel he's an actor, I felt he was a real cop. So I love that.
See, yeah. Now, apparently there is something called as Rohit Shetty ka ration card.
This is kind of hilarious.
And you are part of it now. You've been added to the ration card. What is this ration card?
So look, I was super pumped during the shoot because when Rohit says I wrote this thinking of you, then you also feel as an actor now, I have to perform.
True.
I better deliver on this. If he's expecting this to be something, I have to be good at it. So there was a second or third day of shoot, there was a complicated scene and उससे पहले क्या हो रहा था कि my takes, every time Rohit was saying, okay, no second take, no third take, okay. So I think we found a rhythm. But this was a complex scene and it was a longish scene and I performed it. And I looked to him to hear the okay or one more or something like that. And he just kept staring at me. And he smiled and he took the mic and he started praising me. He says, such a pleasure, such a joy working with an actor like you. And stuff like that. And the whole team, they're like a family. Rohit's extended family.
True.
They all started clapping and I felt so emotional and so touched and went and gave him a hug. And he says, तेरा ration card बन गया. That part I didn't understand. I said, ये ration card का system क्या है? मतलब फंडा क्या है? And he started laughing internally. The team only started laughing कि सर को समझ में नहीं आया कि क्या हुआ है. Then at lunch break I asked him. I said, मतलब क्या फंडा क्या है? He says, नहीं यार, जब we are happy working with somebody, we like them as a person, we like them as a performer. So we have an internal team कि जब ration card में किसका नाम चढ़ता है?
Family का.
So you're part of the family now.
Lovely, man. Lovely.
Great.
Lovely. Now, OTT has been very lucky for you, Vivek, and I genuinely, I think that it's tapping you as the actor that we've not seen on the big screen in a way. be it Inside Edge, be it Dharavi Bank, even now from whatever little we've seen from here as well. You also feel OTT is giving you that extra leg as an actor?
You know, the film format has been quite restrictive for logistical reasons.
True.
It's not that they're not great filmmakers who can make some really incredible cinema that would compete with European cinema or compete with, any of world cinema standards. We have the makers. We have the talent. This is one of the most talented countries in the world, in my opinion. But everything works backwards from, अच्छा release कैसे करेंगे? थिएटर कितने मिलेंगे, थिएटर में प्रोग्रामिंग के शोज कितने मिलेंगे, तो दैट लॉजिस्टिक्स इज व्हाट किल्स एवरीथिंग, राइट? मैंने से कि इसमें 200 शो 200 स्क्रीन मिलेंगे, 300 स्क्रीन मिलेंगे, रहने दो, पिक्चर ही नहीं करना है, फेस्टिवल सर्किट में घुमा के खत्म कर दो, उतना ही है उसकी लिमिटेशन. OTT changed that, because I could be doing a small film on Amazon Prime Video, and the incredible democratization and liberation that they provide me is, I'll come as a viewer onto the platform to see Indian Police Force, which is this mega show. But at the same time, I'll see these other interesting shows there.
True.
One next to each other.
Yeah.
I'll see them
Same
right
platform,
there. Same platform, same level, even keel.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. And when I start picking and making those choices, the discovery engine and the algorithm is so smart, it'll start sending me more of those choices.
True.
And I'll keep discovering. So it's not saying that, no, I'll only allow you to discover Shah Rukh Khan's content. It's saying, okay, there could be people with, not as popular. Anybody's not as popular as him. But that's the beauty of it. It pushes that talent up.
True.
And I think that it's done phenomenally well for all these incredible actors that I've seen doing theatre or small parts. They're really expressing themselves on OTT.
True. How was it to do action Rohit Shetty style? That's because he always elevates it to a level wherein you feel like ye physics ke against hai.
I was, look, to be honest, in Indian Police Force, he kept it very raw and very real, right? So I was joking the other day saying that I had to deal with the Rohit Shetty massage. So like he gave me a ration card wala punch, I gave him one Rohit Shetty massage punch, and everybody's like, what is that? I said, where you get banged on walls and because this whole thing, whether it was Sid, Shilpa, me, we did our own action.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of shoulder bruises and back bruises and stuff like that because it was so raw and real, and we were bashing each other and banging against walls and furnishings and falling on the ground and scratches and cuts and
but
all
you
of
love
those
it.
things.
Please tell me, you love it.
Loved it. And you know what I loved most? Was that particular sequence. My son was there for the first time on a set of mine to see dad shooting.
Wow.
And that's because he's a Rohit Shetty fan.
Yeah.
So he came on set to see it. Wow. And of course Rohit treated him so well. He was so excited.
But tell me your joy of seeing your son to do, when your son sees you do action in real life, like my father is a real hero. Was that feeling?
I think so. I try to keep the relationship very normal with him. I don't want my son, I want to be my son's best friend.
Yeah.
I don't want my son to have only this low angle perspective. And like my generation, we're still one of those people that no matter how close and a good relationship, I share a beautiful relationship with my dad, but there's still certain things I'll hold back.
Yeah. There's the one बोलते ना वो एक लिहाज
एक ये वाला रिस्पेक्ट है कि हम खड़े हो जाएंगे, डैड, ये वाला होगा पूरा. That's our older school. I want my son and my relationship to be a little more friendship. And I think respect is earned, not demanded.
True.
You earn your place in people's lives.
I think you are a cool dad any which way. You are a very cool person any which way. So
I make a lot of cool dad. I do a lot of masti and fun with them. So and also we are also careful not to make them feel that you're from some entitlement, you're some special family because your grandfather and father are in the movies. नहीं यार ये सब अच्छा नहीं है. Simple रहो, अच्छे रहो, अच्छे value system के साथ बड़े हो and enjoy life normally like everybody else. Don't push this whole I'm unique, I'm different story. दिमाग खराब हो जाता है बच्चों का.
True. So you've been someone who's never shied away from doing a 2-hero project. Here also, I mean, there is a Siddharth, there is a you, there is a Shilpa Shetty. What makes you such a secure actor?
Yeah, Jigar, I feel that if you're confident about your talent.
Because if you see, even Karan Johar in an interview said that today, no one is daring to do a two-hero project, even in films. People are just not. Are just
Either it's a sense of ego or a sense of insecurity. It's either one of those two things, and they're all interrelated. So I personally don't see it as that. You know, I feel I want to learn from people like Ajay, who had so much security back in the day in 2002 when company came. He gave me an equal footing, not just in the film but even on the hoarding. He never called up Ramuji and said, "Hoarding में इसका मेरा face equal क्यों रखा है?" Never said that.
Yeah.
When I did Krish with Dugu, it was his face and my face.
Yeah.
You know, hero versus villain. It was right there.
Yeah.
The conflict was there, and so I think that there are large actors with large hearts and saying, "यार कोई tension नहीं है, कर लेते हैं." I mean, that way Dugu is so much senior and so much a bigger a star than Tiger.
Yeah.
I love them both.
True.
But look, in War, they're equal. It was a great film.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed watching the two of them, you know, butting heads together, and it was such a great success story for them.
Yeah.
So I think you've got to leave the insecurity bit. You got to go out there, give it your best. If you feel you're talented, if you feel you're committed, you'll get the results. People will notice you. People will come out and say, "Yaar, kya kaam kiya?" Look at Bobby.
Yeah.
Lord Bobby. How many minutes is he in Animal?
True.
But what an impact, and how many people are saying that. Like, I met him and I told him, "Boss, I never imagined you could look like that." That expression on your face. Because I know you, you're such a softie.
Yeah.
You're such a sweetheart. That expression on his face, I loved it. I have special love for that family anyway.
Yeah, it's true. How was it to see your dad, Mr. Suresh Oberoi, on the big screen after like a very long time, if I'm not sure?
I think the last film was Kabir Singh.
Wow, that's like 5 years now.
Yeah.
How was it to see that
It
again?
was superb, man. I'm so proud. And you know, the incredible thing about my dad is that even in a short role like that, just like I said about Bobby, he is such a fine actor. You know, he makes his presence felt. You hear that voice. You feel this royal, powerful, strong character.
True, he's got that baritone voice.
Such a great performer also. And so many people are calling him now after this.
Really?
So many people are calling him right now after this saying, you know, Sureshji, let's meet. You know, we think we should do this, we should do that, let's do a film.
Oh, love.
And so it's so good. And he's always in a position of choice, so God bless him. I'm so happy about that. I'm so thankful to Sandeep for insisting, saying, "Nahi Sureshji, you are my lucky charm, and Kabir Singh, you have to be a part of this. You have to be in my film. You have to be in my next film also."
Oh, love.
So that emotion is there. And again, working with Ranbir, he had such a good time. He was telling me all throughout the shoot, he was saying, "Yare, bahut pyara bachcha hai. Itna humble hai." You know, both of us have the same opinion that he's one of the humblest, nicest guys, even in the middle of his massive success and euphoria. Ranbir hasn't changed. He's the same guy who will come, walk up to me, give me a hug, saying, "How are you doing, sir? What are you doing, sir? Good to see you. Do you see the film, sir? What do you think, sir?" So sweet.
Yeah.
Zero banauti.
Absolutely.
Nothing fake. जो है वो है. ऐसा ही है.
Cool. Thank you, Vivek. Thank you so much.
Such a pleasure.
Same here, sir.